What's up YouTube? This is MrKingliam here, and today, as I stated in my last update video, I'm bringing to you my Dark Magician Spellbook deck. Well, uh, I should say Spellbook Magician Girl deck, I guess you could say. So basically, this comprises of the old Spellbook archetype that was featured quite a number of years ago, and also the latest Magician Girl support from the latest movie, which I've tested out. And I think it's got some potential. But anyway, let me go through the deck. So obviously you're on the 3 Dark Magician Girl. Doesn't really need much explaining. 3 Kiwi Magician Girl. Probably, I'd say the second to best card in the deck. Basically what you can do with this, as you can see, discard 1 card. You can discard this card and then Magician Girl cards you control gain 300 attack and defense for each Magician Girl card with different names in the field and in the graveyard. So basically say you had uh, 2 magicians on the field with different names and then 1 in the graveyard. Bang. That's and including this, I believe that's 1200 attack. And also, they cannot be targeted by card effects, and your opponent cannot target, so it cannot be destroyed with card effects, and can't target them either. So yes, definitely a very good defensive card. 3 Coco Magician Girl. This went up a little bit in price actually because a lot of people realized how good it was. So basically, this card is your draw engine of the deck, and also you can target one. When it's targeted from the attack, you can actually target a spellcaster in your graveyard, and then you can special summon it. Then the attack is changed to the special summon monster, and then it gains the attack of half the current attack. So yeah, definitely a good defensive card, and definitely a good draw engine as well. I'm also running 3 Apple Magician Girl. Basically, when it's targeted for an attack, you can special summon 1 level 5 or lower spellcaster type from your hand, but it's changed. I believe I can't remember which one, but I remember there is actually a good combo you can use with that. Yes, I have to admit, I have used the Apple Magician Girl combo quite a few times, but annoyingly at this time I can't remember what exactly I use. It's probably because when it's targeted for an effect. Also, when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target 3 Magician Girl cards in the graveyard and add them to your hand. So it's also a recycling engine. I'm running 1 Lemon Magician Girl. Basically, you contribute 1 Magician Girl card, except Lemon Magician Girl, and you can add a spellcaster from your deck to the hand. So most of the time, it's probably Kiwi by sending, I don't know, well, you get the idea. And then its other effect is you can special summon 1 spellcaster type monster from your hand, but its effects are negated. Then change the attack to it, and then the attack monster gains half its current attack. So the same as a Coco Magician Girl. I'm also running 3 Berry Magician Girl. Basically, it's the searcher of the deck. In my opinion, when it's North Sun, you can add 1 Magician Girl card from the deck to the hand. Which is obviously a very good effect. So obviously you'd summon this, use its ability and go into, most of the time I end up going for Kiwi. Also, you can change this card's battle position and then you can special summon 1 Magician Girl card from the deck, except Berry Magician Girl, so obviously straight away Dark Magician Girl. And also, wait a minute, sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. Basically you can change its position when it's targeted. When a card is activated that targets this card or is targeted for an attack. So it's a good option. And just for the randomness, I've also thrown in the Maxi because in this day and age with special summoning, it makes a good draw engine. So that's Magicians. We also have 3 Aftermize, so we can use that obviously with Dark Magician Girl. Go for Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. So there's that. Running 3 Spellbook powers, sorry, not towers. Doesn't really need too much explaining on that. Dark Binding Attack. This is why I can't do the deck profile in real life, because I don't think this card has been released yet. I think it's been released in the Legendary decks next month. But yeah, so basically if you control Dark Magician Girl, which actually does include Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight, you can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. Then you can combo, then you can use Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight's ability. So then you can target one face-up card in the field and destroy that target. So basically if like they've got a spell trap, you can combo that with that. Free Spellbook and Master. This is basically a little bit of a search engine for the spellbooks. Magical Mana, a recycling engine, so just in case you've got a bad hand. Free Pot of Duality. Most of the time I end up not really special summoning in my turn, so Pot of Duality is actually a pretty good draw engine to use, I'd say. Because most of the time you're waiting for your opponent to attack and then you get the effects off. So there's that. Twin Twisters, doesn't really need much explaining. It's a staple in most decks these days. Then we have Spellbook of Wisdom, a little bit of a protection card for the spellcasters, just in case I need it. Then we have free Spellbook Hall. Maybe tempted to run two, but so far three's worked out for me quite well, because obviously with the amount of spellbooks. And we're also running two Grand Spellbook Towers. Doesn't really need too much explaining with the Spellbook engine, but basically if you have a spellcaster monster on your field, on your side of the field in the graveyard, you can return one spellbook card from your deck to the bottom, sorry, from your graveyard to the bottom of the deck, and then you can draw one card, so it's another draw engine. Also, when this card is destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one spellcaster type monster from your hand or deck whose level is equal to the amount of spell cards in your graveyard. So obviously, if you've only got one, you can automatically get a Bury Magician Girl, 2, Lemon, 3, Apple, and you get the idea. Also running 2 Dark Renewal, just gives me another option to summon Dark Magician Girl, because it requires one spellcaster monster and one monster your opponent controls, send both to the graveyard, and you can special summon a Dark Spellcaster type from your deck or graveyard. So obviously, Dark Magician Girl very quickly. And also I'm running one Solomon Strike. Doesn't really need much explaining. For the extra deck, we're running 3 Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knights. Very good fusion if you need to clear a problematic card. For rank 6, because we can run that, I'm running 1 Photon Strike Bouncer, number 72 Shogi Rook, number 24 Dragolus the Vampire Dragon. I was trying to read its other effect. For rank 4s, we have number 3, so 103 ranked in 0, Photon Papal Operative, number 101 Silent Arc, Heartland Drago, because we do have a field spell on the Granbit Tower, so that is an option. Dagosta Emerald, Go Cowboy, and for rank 3s we have number 17 Leviathan Dragon and Wyndham Mains. So yeah, that is the deck. Although, oh sorry, I've gone caps. When I do look back at it, there is maybe 2 cards I would actually run in the deck. Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. When this card's not summoned or flipped, you can add a spellbook card from your deck to the hand. So a quick way to get the card you need. And maybe also Spellbook of Eternity. Sorry, not Spellbook of Eternity. I meant Spellbook of Secrets. So you can add one spellbook card from your hand to the deck, exit Spellbook of Secrets. So yeah, I think maybe those two would probably be 2 good side deck cards. Would probably be 2 other good cards to use in my opinion. But sadly, they're a little bit expensive. This is mostly a budget deck. I'd say the only expensive cards you're looking at is probably Twin Twisters, Solomon Strike, and maybe a couple of the extra deck cards. But apart from that, this is pretty much a budget deck, I'd say. So anyway, there was my Spellbook Magician Girl deck profile. It is probably one of the most fun deck profiles I've used in a long time. Finally gives me a reason to use spellbooks, and it makes Dark Magician Girl, in my opinion, pretty good to play with. So pretty good to use. That came out wrong. Ignore that. Sorry. Yeah, pretty good deck to use. So anyway, there was my deck profile. I hope you've enjoyed, and for now, this is MrKingliam signing out.